This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Hello, and welcome to this
Yeah.
Persona 4
Yes.
Ultimate
mean,
Arena Ultimax Platinum Guide.
It's not really updated like
so if you are
other
a
fighting
follower
games at
of
the
my channel,
moment, so I think that's why.
You might know that I have guides for Persona 3, Persona 3 Reloaded, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5 Strikers, and I decided I would decide to try, in the vein of being a fan of the Persona series, tackle this fighting game, which of course is a complete shift from the Persona Japanese RPG series. This one's a fighting game. So to get started with this one, unfortunately, we have a lot of online trophies that we need to acquire first. So you're gonna have to get a partner for this, and thankfully, I got a subscriber of mine to help me boost the online trophies. So big shout out to Scrub Timer for helping me out with this, because one of the reasons you're going to have to boost is because, as you can see here, there's not a lot of people playing this game online anymore. The servers are still up. That's one of the reasons why I felt I could try and tackle a platinum guide while the game still has servers. But because there's so few people playing this game online, you're going to need to find a boosting partner to get the platinum trophy. And that's not only just so you can play against somebody, but it's so you can get some of the trophies that require very specific things. So here, as you can see here, I finally got matched up with Scrub Timer here, so we could start doing the boosting of online matches to get the online trophies that we need. I'm not going to show every single battle that we fought, but I am going to show the ones that are most relevant. And starting with one of the trophies is called Wildcard Master. And for this trophy, you're going to have to be every single character in the game, not just the regular characters, but the shadows. So as you can see here, I'm starting from the top left, and I am fighting as Margaret, who is from Persona 4, and I am fighting against Yukari. So another trophy that is in this game for the online trophies is Battle Hymn of the Soul, which I believe also requires you to play against everyone. I don't remember if that's the case, but either way, you need to also keep track of who you are fighting against. Yeah, Battle Hymn of the Soul is you must do battle against all the characters in network mode. And that includes shadow characters. So that is when you come up with a boosting partner, not only do you need to keep track of who you are being, you need to keep track of who you are fighting against. Now, you don't need to actually win against every single character, but you do need to do battle against them. So to keep that in mind as well. So that is the first battle there. And there you go. We get the trophy for a good job. And there's the trophy for first victory. So you're going to get those trophies. And there's the trophy for the manly way beginner. So, the reason why I got the good job trophy is because I was boosting, of course, and got a perfect victory. You can get a perfect victory in arcade mode if you don't have a boosting partner. But if you do have one, might as well get that trophy like I did there. And of course, first victory is for that first network match. And then the last one that I got in that video, first fight there, was called the Manly Way Beginner. And the way that this rank match system works is you start at a F- grade, and as you win matches and do certain attacks over the course of ranked matches, you're going to move up in the ranking, and you have to get to grade C eventually. So I finished with that battle as Margaret, and now I'm picking the next character on the list, which is a new character to the Persona series and is unique to this fighting game, and that's this Sho character here. So and as you can see here, just another example of making it difficult to find other people, and it can be at times difficult to even connect with your partner depending on their network connectivity or their network location. You may have some issues like I am showing here that may make it a little bit difficult to connect in ranked matches. But if you persevere and just keep trying to reconnect, you'll eventually connect like I did here. And going forward, I won't show all the connection issues. I'll fast forward it, but I just want to show you the how it can be a little bit troublesome to connect even when you have a boosting partner. So in this battle here, I am Sho, and I am fighting against looks like Elizabeth from Persona 3. So we're gonna get this battle out of the way. So one thing to note is when I was first working on boosting, I wasn't really paying attention to any of the other trophies. I was just working on the matches. At the very bare minimum, though, you are going to have to do 100 online matches. So that's something to keep a note of when you're coming up with boosting the partner. The minimum amount of matches you're going to have to do online is 100. I had to do quite a few more matches than 100 to get one of the other trophies, which was for a P4A player. But depending on like the boosting partner you have, the rankings of the partner you have, and a few other things, maybe it is possible to get that trophy sooner. But at the minimum, you're going to have to do 100 matches. So, and as I mentioned before, I'm not going to show all 100 matches that I fought, because there really isn't going to be that much value to showing that as far as a guide goes. It's just something you're going to have to keep track of yourself, or obviously just wait till you get the trophy, but continue to make use of the characters that you're picking and who you're fighting against. when you are fighting online, whether you have a boosting partner or not. So there we go. Got the Sho Minazuki battle out of the way. And if you see in the upper right corner there, we also have that rank up arrow. The rank up arrow is eventually when you're boosting or fighting online, when you get rank up chances, you'll want to pay special attention to those and try and coordinate winning those battles, because that's how you're going to get the rank up to the trophy that you need for the Manly Way Mortal Kombat, which is grade C. That's the minimum grade that you're going to have to obtain in order to get all the trophies associated with your ranking. The next up is Naoto Shirogane from Persona 4. Just continuing to systematically pick the characters so it's easy for me to keep track of who I am being. My boosting partner, Scrub Timer, I don't know what method for character selection they were doing. It may have been random, but that's why each time I was writing it down. So here we go, this connection, we're starting up here for the next battle. And looks like I am fighting Mitsuru Korijo from Persona 3.
Thank you for coming. I've already investigated you.
And you might be wondering, like, well, why am I starting with the online trophies first? And the simple reason is anytime a trophy platinum requires online trophies, I always try and get them out of the way first, because you never know when the online servers are going to go offline. And once those servers are offline, it's impossible to get the platinum trophy. So I don't have any news or announcements when they're going to shut off these servers or anything, but I obviously didn't want to take any chances and get the online trophies out of the way. And if for some reason I'm pausing and playing another game while I'm working on this guide, I at least would have these out of the way first, because you can always obviously get the offline trophies at your own leisure at any time, as long as you have the PS5 and all that, of course. So, yep, just says Naoto here, just continuing to beat up my partner and make sure I get credit for this battle. And it's around this time where, now that I've picked, I think, another character, you start getting a feel for the fighting game, you start getting a feel for the characters and how they kind of feel different, how they move slightly different, and all that. So you start understanding and kind of getting an appreciation for how the characters fight. I of course don't know any of the combos or anything like that, because like I said, I was just focused on getting the online trophies. I don't know any of the combos or any of that yet, and we'll get into that later. And you'll certainly have to get onto it much later for one of the trophies, which is going to be the one I'm dreading the most, which is Don't Think I Feel, or whatever it's called, which requires you to do all the challenges for one character. But for now, we'll keep working on the online trophies and working on the wildcard master, which is using all the characters in network mode. So what that includes is Shadow Kanji, Shadow Kanji, Chie, Shadow Chie, Yosuke, Shadow Yosuke, Teddie, Shadow Teddie, Yukiko, Shadow Yukiko, Rise, Shadow Rise, Naoto, Shadow Naoto, Akihiko, Shadow Akihiko, Mitsuru, Shadow Mitsuru, Aigis, Shadow Aigis, Labras, a new character in this game as well, Shadow Labrys. There's another Shadow Labrys, so very kind of confusing. You have a regular Shadow, you have a Labrys that has a Shadow Labrys, and there's also another character that's called Shadow Labrys. So keep that in mind. You'll have to be them. You'll have to be Ken, Shadow Ken, Yukari, Shadow Yukari, Junpei, Shadow Junpei, Sho without a persona, and Sho, it's got another character selection with him, and Adachi and Marie, Elizabeth and Margaret. So those are all the characters that you have to be for the Wildcard Master that we're continuing to work through here. So as you can see, up next on the list, I have Teddie, and I am fighting against Chie. As you can see, Teddie has kind of like a strange and way different fighting look to him than even Naoto that we were just at. Does slightly different movements, of course, because he's shorter, his range isn't as good. And he's a little bit more clumsy compared to Naoto, but as a trade-off, he hits a little bit harder, which is usually the typical trade-off in fighting games, is speed versus power. So, continuing to battle it out here in the Persona 4 background for the TV world, with all the TVs in the background, which is apt based on us being two Persona 4 characters. And there we go, got the KO out of the way. And as you can see here, I'm still working on just getting the trophies. I haven't considered the anything else. So if you want to be a little bit quicker or a little bit more efficient on some of the trophies, one thing you need to consider working on is some of the trophies related to SP. So one of the trophies is called, let me look it up again if we get the name. World Class SP Skills. So this one requires you to win 30 rounds with SP skills or awaken SP skills. So if you want to kind of get that trophy or bite on that trophy earlier, what you'll need to do is you'll need to look up the commands to perform an SP skill, and then you'll need to make sure that you finish the battle by executing those skills. And so you'll see them in the command list. You'll see like a command, and it'll tell you that it requires SP, and then you'll have to make sure you use them. Unfortunately, the instant kill trophy doesn't count, so you'll have to use like a regular SP skill, not the instant SP skill for this trophy. So that's something that you can also work on as you're working on boosting or winning online matches. But you can also do this in arcade mode, so that's why I'm not 100% focusing on it right now. We're just continuing to work on the getting the Wildcard Master trophy out of the way. And another thing that you need to be doing is winning with an instant kill for every character. But at this stage, I wasn't looking them up yet. I was still just working on getting the wins. But we'll get into some of that later as part of this trophy guide, of course, here shortly. Because, yep. And that's why I'm saying, like, there's so much you have to do within the online mode, but you have like a minimum 100 matches to perform all these tasks in. So even if you're not being like 100% efficient on some of the boasting or 100% efficient on some of the other trophies as you're with a boosting partner. As long as you do it within 100 matches, you're probably going to be fine. So continue up to be Yukiko here and continue to fight Yu, who is the main protagonist from Persona 4, of course. And I actually started to like Yukiko because I kind of liked her fighting patterns and how she has like a good balance of long range versus short range with some of her attacks. So far, when I was playing this, she was my favorite character to be, and one that I was going to consider working on and learning for some of the other trophies. There you go, another match completed.
I know I can't keep relying on others. I want to be strong like you.
And now we'll go back to the character selection. As you can see, I've shown 5 matches, but I've done 10 total because I was trading off between my boosting partner. So I'm up to 10 matches total of the 100th. So 20 minutes basically, or basically around 40 minutes or so is when is how long it took me to get to 10 because of the boosting partner and switching off. So if you obviously have played this game before and don't have the trophies, or you have a boosting partner that already has these trophies, it'll be faster for you because you will just be able to focus on you getting the trophies. But next up, you see here we have Yu versus Shadow Yu, and this is another one of the things you need to consider for a trophy, because one of the trophies that you need to complete is one, you need to defeat every shadow, and one of them is you need to be able to defeat your own shadow. And then another one is this one here, which is called You're Not Me, that you can see that I got. And you get this trophy by activating a burst with the shadow character. So B1, and then to do burst you do R3, and you'll eventually get that trophy. So it's an easy one to get out of the way. So we got that Shadow Frenzy trophy completed. And of course, you have plenty of opportunities to get that one over the course of either arcade mode or boosting between now and 100 matches. But as you can see, I got it there. So if you don't get it, just keep track of it, and you'll eventually get it. It's one of the easier ones to get. And this trophy here is called Advanced Fishing Manual. So this is done by doing like a X square mashing, and you get a max number of hits, and you finish it with the circle. I was actually not even trying to go for this trophy, but it just so happens that was the button mashing that I was doing over the course of my fighting and working on boosting with my partner. So easy trophy. If you don't get it now, obviously just keep pressing X and square and mashing, and then finish with circle, and you'll eventually get it. Advanced Fishing Manual, which is for 10 fatal encounters, and you need to do it in arcade or network mode. So have that be one of the other things that you're targeting boosting as well. If you didn't get it now, just keep an eye on it, and make sure you get it over the course of your boosting matches. And now I'm going to do my next character selection here. But we're already in making good progress with the trophies at just under 25 minutes. We have the a good amount of trophies. We have the good job, one, first victory, the manly way beginner, you're not me, an advanced fishing manual, and the next one I'm going to try and get is called You're Not Me, or sorry, the True Self. And to get the True Self trophy, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to fight your own shadow. So my boosting partner got the trophy because they fought my own shadow, and now I'm going to do it. So in my case, I am picking let's see here. Yeah, so I am Yosuke, and then my boosting partner is Shadow Yosuke. And then you're going to have to, whoever is the regular version is going to be the one that has to beat their shadow to get the trophy. So make sure you coordinate that as well. You're going to get it eventually regardless, because you're going to have to defeat all your shadows. But you also just make sure that as part of it, you pick the character that is your own shadow. So again, I'm Yosuke, and I'm fighting Shadow Yosuke. I need to win as the human version, and I have to beat my own shadow. So that's the thing that I'm boosting here. And as you can see, I found Yosuke to be quite awkward, because my typical attacking that I was doing for some of my other characters doesn't seem as smooth of a movement as at least some of them. As you can see, I got another fatal counter there. But yeah, Yosuke is kind of an odd character. I've read that he's kind of much more into aerials, which is never what I'm good at in fighting games. But there's the first round out of the way. There's his persona Jiraiya popping up every once in a while, which you can activate your persona. If you use the default controls, it's triangle, I believe, is the persona action button. And there you go. There's the True Self trophy. So you'll get that for completing and defeating your own shadow. So that takes us to 6 trophies out of the way, just under the 30-minute mark, or perhaps the hour mark for you if you're trading off with your boosting partner, because you're gonna have to go back and forth. But like I said, I'm just showing the bare minimum that you'll have to do to get the trophy. So in this case, the ones that I showed that I won to get the online trophies accordingly. And as you can see, I'm also continuing to just go right through the list. So it's easier for me to keep track on who I am being. Right, what I showed you just there also is if you're not clear how to become a shadow version of a character, because you're trying to boost that, when you select a character that has a shadow, you'll see that toggle switch option to pick between who your shadow should be. But keep in mind that not every character has a shadow. So the ones that do have a shadow are Chie, Naoto, Kanji, Teddie, Akihiko, Yukiko, Yosuke, Yukari, Ken, Rise, Labris, Junpei, Mitsuru, and Aigis. So those are the ones that actually have shadows, and those are all the ones that you're eventually going to need to beat for one of the trophies called Investigation Team. So in our checklist there, because I beat Shadow Yosuke, that's one less shadow I need to defeat for an Investigation Team. But like I said, between 100 matches you have plenty of time and variations to really work on any of these online trophies as you're working through it. But here I am Chie, and I'm fighting against the regular version of Yosuke. So I'm getting another character out of the way off the checklist for Wildcard Master, and another one out of the way for the trophy for the Battle of the Soul, the Hammer, whatever it's called. You can kind of see that, like, Chie is an interesting character to be. She's kind of fast and furious. She kind of does these fast and wild kicks. But not as much power, but she makes it up for with these, like, quick hitting combos. So, kind of made sense that she had that style given her athleticism and all that. So Chie was kind of interesting to be, but she doesn't have really good range, as it seems to be from what I could gather, her downside. But there we go, saving that, continuing on here.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
And next up is Kanji. Kanji Tatsumi.
I'll show you my manliness.
This is the regular version.
Very well.
And I do like the character selection interface screen. It's beautiful. Seeing all the characters, you can see the persona that they are. You can see what kind of card that's associated with the social link, like the Emperor, lovers, and all that stuff. Made good details showing all that information. So here I go. I am Kanji, and I am fighting Marie, as they say, both from Persona 4.
Out of my way, punk. You're in my way. You're going down too.
And there's Marie's persona, I think is Kaguya, which is one of the more beautiful looking personas. I remember in Persona 4 when I got that persona, I was just blown away by the artwork and how beautiful it was. And she's one of usually one of the very late game personas that you get. But so when you pick Kanji, you can totally kind of get the feeling that they want Kanji to kind of be like the wrestler type. He's got the chair there, and then a lot of his moves are kind of based on throwing and grabbing and movement like that. But you can see there he hits really hard. Just a few hits there, and half the health is gone. He also has electric attacks, which makes sense based on his persona. But the biggest problem with Kanji is he's just super slow. It's very cumbersome to fight against. It's Kind of reminds me, if you've ever played Street Fighter 2, kind of like Zangief. He's very just slow and cumbersome, but if you manage to get the hits on, they're just devastating. Not at all the type of fighting personality that I like in fighting games. Not my style at all, so I'm probably not going to be using kanji much in the course of any of these videos, unless I absolutely have to for some trophy or something. But for now, we got the trophy out of the way, our character selection out of the way for kanji, for wildcards master, and we'll keep going here. And obviously, you can use this same approach that I am for making your character selection, but if your boosting partner is picking different characters, continue to keep track of who you are fighting against, because if possible, you don't want to have to go through them all again. I mean, you can certainly, because of all the bandwidth and buffer with the online matches, but it's nice to just get things out of the way so you have one less thing to keep track of when you're working through these platinum guide and trophies for online. And as you can see, we're up to, there we go, here's the match. We're up to the next match here, which is in my case, it is Sho Minazuki versus Aigis. So we have the Persona 3 character against the new villain character that is from this Persona 4 Ultimate Arena.
This is my job. Here goes.
So this, you may have noticed that I was Sho before in the second match, but this is the second version of Sho. So this is the Sho with a persona. And as you can see, he's using persona when you flush triangle. Looks like it's I can't remember the name of the persona, but this one has one, so it does count as a separate character. So make sure that you do select them both for the wildcard trophy. And as you can see, he has these swords. He's kind of got like an interesting range, interesting balance of attack and speed, but he probably doesn't have very good distance. He's kind of got it's a little bit closer to the kanji tide, not as slow, but going to be a little bit tougher to get some hits going. But just another thing that I noted when I was playing as Sho overall.
Do you regret being so weak? That's why you won't escape. I made a blunder. There. Come forward. I see it. Persona. Go. Persona and ice. Taste this. Minazuki.
Victory!
Wait. Perfect. A huge victory.
And there you go. We got the trophy for Tried and True. So you'll get this trophy for completing 20 matches. So you don't have to win 20 matches, you just have to complete in 20 matches. So as you can see, I've shown 10, but as you can see, the count is 20 because I've been going back and forth with my boosting partner. So you might not have this yet, but you'll get it eventually once you complete 20 network matches. And so they're tried and true. 20 were already out of 20 out of 100. So we're making good progress. You'll probably be at a little bit over this time mark, but still really good. And next up, we're going to select the next character on the list, which is Margaret. And looks like we are fighting against Naoto here. So another Persona 4 exclusive battle. And you can see they put in some nice efforts to really connect the characters with the lore from the games, because you can see there Mario picking up a poem off the ground, which was like a big part of Persona 4, was all these poems that she was embarrassed to be having writing, and you read them out loud. She keeps dropping them in the limousine, and you pick them up and read it, and she's always upset and embarrassed. So just a little bit of really nice attention to detail with the persona there, with the characters, that is, and that. So there we go, first round done. Because these are ranked matches, you are going to always have to do at least 2 rounds. Eventually, we are going to go into the non-ranked versions, where you're going to be able to create a lobby and create 1-round matches to have it go even faster. So you can do that, but again, keep in mind, for all the platinum trophies, you're going to have to do ranked matches. So there's no beating around the bush there. You're just going to have to bite the bullet, whether you like it or not. So the ranked matches, the problem with them is it's a little bit harder to connect compared to the non-ranked matches. But just keep at it, keep being persistent, and you'll get it done eventually, like I'm showing here. And there we go, we got the Mario battle all the way, and we got the mainly way fierce fighting. So you'll get this trophy for moving up in the ranks. So as you can see there, I got to rank E+. And that is how you get the Manly Wear Fierce Fighting trophy. If you're doing 100 matches, as long as you're working on getting wins back and forth, you're most likely going to get that trophy. It's really not a big deal. With a boosting partner, of course. If you were actually having to play this game online against seasoned veterans and all that, this would be a way more difficult trophy to obtain, because it would then, of course, be all based on the caliber of the opponent that you're playing. But because I have a boosting partner, and even if you do see other people online, which I did see on occasions, you're still able to select the opponent. So it's not like you're randomly always going to get put up against certain players. You're going to get you're going to be able to pick who you are fighting against. So that is something that is very unique to this online rank system, because a lot of other matches you just get randomly paired against certain people and you have no control of it, and you're at mercy of whoever is online, which in this case would be my boosting partner anyway, because so few people are playing this game. But in other instances, yeah, you would be kind of at mercy, hoping that you get paired up against them. But as you can see, I keep selecting Scrub Timer, my boosting partner, and just keep moving through the list here. And now I am Amada and Koromaru, and I'm fighting against Margaret. So it was kind of, so this session here was actually a different session that I was working on. And so it was around this time that I started doing some research on the other trophies that I need to get. and that's when I saw that like one of the trophies is to do the ultimate attack against every character in the game. So from this point forward, when I can, I'm going to start doing the ultimate attack trophy, and that trophy is called find it again. The Divine Way. So this is the trophy for successfully using the insta-kill move for every character that has one in arcade or network mode. And so not every character has an insta-kill attack, but so the ones that do are Yu, Labris, Chie, Yosuke, Kanji, Margaret, Sho, the one with the persona, Adachi, Marie, Akihiko, Yukari, Teddie, Naoto, Yukiko, Mitsuru, Junpei, Reese, Ken, Aigis, Elizabeth, and Shadow Labris. So here you see me doing the insta-kill move for Ken. And to do that, for 90% of the characters, you want to press down 3 times and then triangle and circle. And this will get you, the first time you do this, you'll get the Punk's Way trophy like I got here. And this trophy is for using the insta-kill move before they awaken. So long as you're boosting and they haven't awakened yet, you'll get that trophy the first time you're going for the Divine Way. You might be wondering, well, what does awaken mean? That happens when their health is under a certain threshold, they're going to awaken. So if you try and do the, and you'll get a red flash notification of that. So you want to do that insta-kill move before that happens, which is actually kind of like a difficult trophy to get if you were not boosting, because you know chances are you'd be fighting someone down to the wire, and it would be a little bit harder to do it. But you can also do it in network mode if for some reason you need to do it there and don't have a boosting partner or something like that. If you're just trying to get as many trophies as you can because the online is off, you could get the Punk's Way in the arcade mode, and it's against the easier difficulty. It's not too bad to get it in arcade mode. So next up, we're gonna match up here. And I am Junpei. So if there's ever any reason why you would need a boosting partner at all for this game, it's for Junpei. I'm not going to get it in this portion of the video because I didn't really understand the mechanics at this time. One of the trophies is called Home Run, or it's called Cleanup Grand Slam, and that is this awful trophy where you need to hit a home run with bases loaded, full counts, and 2 outs in arcade mode. And that one, there's just no way you would be able to do that trophy in arcade mode. And whenever you get that, because I'm going to demonstrate it later, but if you're kind of like some purist, or you're wanting to get every trophy like naturally without a boosting partner, and you're waiting to get it all naturally, hopefully find all the right opponents, find the right shadows and all that, you can technically get all those without a boosting partner. But this one, the home run one, which I don't get now but I will get later, it just requires a boosting partner because the setup to it is just complete insanity. And here's me attempting it here. As you can see, what you want to do is do X and circle to get these strikes, and then you need your opponent to block. Well, first you need to do the strikes to get the 2 outs. then you need to do the you need your opponent to block 3 times, and that's how you get the balls. And that's the part that's just like really impossible to get in on arcade mode, because you can't reliably have your computer or your opponent real online fighting block 3 times in a row to have the bases loaded, then set up the... Well, first you also need bases loaded, so you need to attack your character 3 times to get the bases loaded. And here you can see me getting up the balls again. So this is that setup I was talking about. I've got the balls and strikes, and here's where I tried to do the Junpei ultimate attack. So I was hoping that with the full count, doing the ultimate attack would give me the cleanup Grand Slam trophy, because it is a SP skill. But of course that is too easy, and you don't get it for doing the insta kill attack, as you saw there. So if you're ever wondering, can I use that for cleanup Grand Slam, the answer is no. But at least that wasn't all for nothing. I kind of showed you a little bit the setup there. But with that, we're going to end it here, and I'll see you in part 2.